finish. And then the cobbles at 2.4. Number 6, Justina Chapler. Reedman wears number 8. Talia Appleton just prepared to sit in the wheels. Now there'll be some riders who are thinking they need to get away, and there'll be some riders who are thinking, I can win at the top of this climb, I can go on the cobbles, or I can even leave it very late. But look at this, suddenly there is a massive group of riders who believe now they're going to come back into this race. So we're going to get a swelling of numbers. 11 riders about to come across. Germany have another rider in here. 25 riders at the front. And Mackenzie Coupland today has had just about 9 lives. She's back in the race. Suddenly 25 riders are aiming to win this title. The front group, the momentum's gone. 12 kilometers to go. Now we get a little bit of a move, an acceleration at the front. Switzerland now have both their riders in here, and a big move on the right-hand side, and it comes from Stina Kagavi. Big move by Stina Kagavi. Now she's been dropped a few times, so she's decided that it's time now to do what Mull did and try and grow a lead before the climbs. That's her only chance. Good move by the Swedish rider. She looks around and she's riding away. And who's going to chase? It comes down to Germany. Germany need to do something about this. Everybody has gone across the road, and this rider from Stockholm in Sweden is riding away. They can't let her go. This rider's a rider who's won a stage in the Tour of Portugal, a stage in the Tour of Poland. She's a very useful bike rider, 20 years of age, and everybody is just looking at each other. Also, Great Britain need to sacrifice someone. So does Switzerland in order to bring this back together. Going to the front now is Samsonova to ride for Ivanchenko. And already this gap is 26 seconds. Laura De Scaper at the back, number 24. Thanks very much for joining me. The race situation, if you're just tuning in now for the end of this Under-23 World Championship. Stina Kagavi of Sweden is the lone leader of this race. Behind her, 24 riders came together, and now they're all just looking at each other, and they're letting this Swedish rider ride away. They cannot let this happen, otherwise it's game over. Marie Schreiber is at the front, alongside the Austrian rider who's rejoined the front of the race. Tabea Huis. Schreiber was dropped a while ago, came back in the group. She's been always trying to force the tempo. But unless they start to ride, then this rider is going to ride to victory. This is a wonderful performance by this rider, taking an opportunity as she heads now to Kigali Golf. 36 seconds on the final lap. Only 9.3 kilometres of racing remain. Are this group on the right gambling too much? She takes a bottle. She looks comfortable. It's amazing when riders have been distanced how suddenly when you're on the attack the legs can suddenly come round and you feel good. Austria are there. The Swedish rider is flying. She looks good. 51 seconds now. Marie Schreiber smiling away on the front of this group with the Austrian rider alongside her. Tabea Weiss, is this gold medal just going away from everybody? Stina Kagevi is still maintaining this advantage. Stina Kagevi is still there now. Schreiber's decided she needs to ride. It's really not down to her. Schreiber goes on the attack now, starts to open up a little bit of a move. 8.2 kilometres of racing to go. Has this Swedish rider outgunned all of the riders who were mentioned as the possible winners of today's race? Does she have the legs to go all the way to the finish line? It was a perfectly executed attack when she came back. Now Switzerland decide they need to start to stamp on the pedals, and right on the front of the race it's Leah Huber who tries to get some urgency into this group. It's 44 seconds for the Swedish rider. Stina Kagevi is still on the attack. 40 seconds now. Here she is. This is the lone leader of this under-23 World Championship. This is the biggest moment in her career. She takes a big deep breath, almost a micro rest at the top of the climb as she cruises at 58 kilometers an hour. She's now onto the climb. Are we going to see some big attacks? Has she got the legs to really ramp it up on this climb? Are the legs punishing her, or has she held something back? Stina Kagevi of Sweden looks good. Can she get to the top of this climb? She'll go over the top and she'll descend her way down to the cobbles. She'll have about 3.5 kilometers of fast racing till she reaches the cobbled section. 48 seconds now. 700 meters to the top for Stina Kagevi. Into the climb now. Who's going to be first? It looks like Marie Schreiber from the helicopter shot. It is Marie Schreiber first onto the climb from the what we'll call the peloton, and now we get a big attack. Schladnova starts to move. This rider wants the gold. She makes a massive attack. Celia Jury tries to go across. Paula Blasi, it's always been those three riders who are the strongest. And Holmgren is left wanting on this climb. The Canadian rider. Has she done too much work today? She's been on the front for the majority of this race, right from the start. We wondered whether at 110 kilometres to go it was right for Holmgren to always have her nose in the wind. Maybe it's now showing that it wasn't. The regulators asked the motorbikes to come out because this race is advancing at a massive rate. Jerry looks across. Schladnova is there. Blasi is there. Holmgren is grinding her way to the top of this climb and desperately trying to get back in the wheels. 400 metres to go for the Swede. Here she is. Those legs are screaming in agony. She just needs to get herself to the top. She's got a chance of a medal here, if not the whole title. But this race is advancing at a momentous rate. Holmgren makes the junction. Schladnova asks everybody to come through, and they're not prepared to do it. 4 riders in the chase. Blasi, Holmgren, Schladnova and Jerry. And they still haven't caught Kargevy at the front. It might not have been the most attacking bike race you've ever watched in your life, but it sure has been one of those races you have to watch because you just don't know what's going to happen. Kargevy looks cool, calm and collected. She checks over her shoulder. She's still there. She's in a group of 5 any moment now, and she's heading towards the finish of the World Championships. She looks like she's out for a cafe ride. She just sat up, looks around, checks over her shoulder, has a little bit of time to recover. That is a rider who certainly is still focused. Five riders, and now they need to ride. They cannot sit up the way they did before. There's the chase. There's what, 5 riders in the chase, 1 slightly off the back. Are France happy with this situation? Kargevy is prepared to work. She wants to keep this momentum. She knows 1 out of 5 is a brilliant opportunity. But the group is trying to come across. Contains Talia Appleton of Australia. She's in that second group on the road, I think. Also in that group is Ivanchenko. So 6 chasers, 5 leaders, 5 kilometres to go. Bottom of the climb is 2.4 from the end. Blasi in the blue on the left, Holmgren on the front. Going through now, Schladnova of Slovakia. And the Swede is the unknown rider in that front group. The chasing group of riders behind. Let's see who's there. Looks to me like Riedman in that yellow helmet, Laura de Scaper of Belgium, Chiabocco of Italy, Ivanchenko, Marion Bunel and Talia Appleton of Australia. They're going to get back. Now this next climb suits different riders. Once we get onto the cobbles, 4.5 kilometres to go. This is going to be a nail-biting finish for anyone who's supporting any of these riders. Ivanchenko in the turquoise coloured kit, Bunel on the back. France have ridden, I think, for Bunel today. Chiabocco, Riedman in that yellow helmet on the left-hand side, wearing number 8. Can they get back? It looks like they're going to, just before we hit the bottom of the cobbles. This front group just doesn't have the momentum. They're making Stina Kargevy do all the work. Blasi goes through, does a little turn. Laura Descapa, she's had one of those days as well. Look at Talia Appleton getting rid of her bottle. Throws that now. All the water has gone. Marion Brunel on the back. Holmgren on the front, the Canadian. Her team rode a brilliant race. And the junction is about to be made. Well, thank you to all of you for watching. It has been a long race. The average speed of this race is 35 kilometers an hour. They've been racing for 3 hours and 17 minutes. If you're questioning why aren't they riding, I think literally everyone is nailed now. They really are. They are on their last legs and they're trying to conserve any little juice of energy they've got to try and win this title. Talia Appleton on the right-hand side, number 38 from Australia, 2.4 kilometres to go. We're about to hit the cobbles for the final time in this World Championship. It's all about who has the legs onto the climb. Chiabocco is the rider from Italy who starts to ramp it up. Blasi is just behind in the colours of Spain. Géry in that black helmet. Holmgren now looks stronger again. Moving up on the right-hand side is Marion Brunel in that yellow helmet in the colours of France. Ivanchenko is tucked in, number 82. Sheena Kargavy is still there. Talia Appleton and Riedman is being distanced. It's all about who can gamble, who can wait, who is prepared to just risk something. Who's got the legs to win this world title? Laura Descapa moves up on the right-hand side. France have still got two riders. Sheena Kargavy is in the company she didn't expect, and she's still there. Blasi now starts to up the tempo. Wearing number 11. And for the first time, Talia Appleton is starting to struggle on these cobbles. She starts to lose the wheel. So it's Blasi, Chiabocco, Géry, Holmgren, Schladnova, Laura Descapa, Marion Brunel, and then one rider just on the back is Ivanchenko. Chiabocco has been the sole Italian competitor today. And she's surfed the wheels and she's done everything she needed to do. Eight riders now in the front group. Talia Appleton's going to make it 9 though. And Marion Brunel, just before Appleton gets there, starts the attack. The climber from France, Marion Brunel, starts a big acceleration. Célia Géry goes on the wheel of Schladnova to give France 2 riders in the front, 3 places. This is the moment. Look at the face of Marion Brunel as she rips her way up the cobbles. Marion Brunel drags away 2 riders. This is the moment for France. Brunel has not attacked all day today. She hasn't made the move. She's sat in the wheels and she makes the acceleration that causes the split. 3 riders now. They can fully commit because this is the medals. There's the gap. Chiabocco wants to close it. Holmgren is gambling a little bit for Canada, hoping they can close it. 1.5 kilometers now remain. And Brunel has just done a full power effort all the way up this climb since she attacked, and she's still stamping. The 20-year-old French rider from Bernay, Marion Brunel, rides for the team of Wiesmann Lease Bike, still ramping up the tempo. Last year's winner of the Tour de l'Avenir has dealt a crushing blow on these cobbles. Look at the face on her. Schladnova's trying to stay there. Celia Géry. Schladnova checks over her shoulder to see what the situation is, and still Marion Brunel is the rider who is causing havoc on this climb. Holmgren is desperately trying to come across. They're only 7 seconds off the win. Paula Blasi is there. Look at Chia Bocco. She's on her absolute limit. Marion Brunel attacks left-hand side of the road. Big acceleration inside the last kilometre. Schladnova goes with her. Celia Géry gets ready. France have got 1 and 3 in this group of 3 right now. They check over their shoulders. They're all a little bit fraught and worried about what's going to happen from behind. 6 seconds now is the advantage for Marion Brunel, Victoria Schladnova, and on the back is Celia Géry. 2 French riders, 1 Slovakian, and now it's about the power all the way to the top of this climb. It's a horrible finish. They're sprinting for all they are worth behind. They still believe that it's possible, but Marion Brunel is emptying the tank to try and give France the gold medal. Laura de Schaper trying to close the gap for Belgium. 300 metres to go. What a sprint between these riders. Victoria Schladnova attacks, and Marion Brunel now is dropped. It's too much for her. So it's Schladnova, Celia Géry. Who's going to win this world title? It has been the most brutal bike race. Over 119 kilometres of racing. Now Celia Géry goes. A huge acceleration from the French rider. It's going to be world champion Celia Géry. France celebrates. Second place to Schladnova, and it's going to be a sprint for 3rd place between Chia Bocco and Blasi. Blasi takes the bronze for Spain. They catch Brunel on the line. An amazing day for France. Marion Brunel ripped the race apart. She's absolutely exhausted. What a finish. What an absolutely incredible bike race that was. Marion Brunel is literally finished here at the finish line. Celia Géry is the world champion. Victoria Schladnova is second. Paula Blasi takes the bronze just ahead of Chia Bocco. Brunel ends up 5th. Isabella Holmgren of Canada 6th. Then it's Eve Anchenko, de Schaper, Talia Appleton, Linda Riedman. The rest of the riders will come into the line now, sprinting for the minor places. This group led by Imogen Wolf. Well, we said maybe an hour ago that Celia Géry was just cruising. Look at her looking across at Schladnova. The youngest rider in the race finishes in 2nd place. Celia Géry is the world champion. She rode superbly today. She looked fantastic through the entire race.
That is coming in a few. Iyi rero ni shampiyona y'isi y'amagare irimo kubera ngaha mu mujyi wacu wa Kigali. Bibutsa ikorero hamwe n'umujyi wa Kigali babatumiye muri Jens Comedy Show. Jens Comedy Show iri buze kuba nimugoroba muri Camp Kigali. Nimuze gucikwa rero mwirebera abanyarwenya benshi batandukanye.
What a ride by Marion Brunel to take that group away and give her teammates the chance to win the gold. That was exceptional. She's absolutely finished. Two medals for this young rider from Slovakia. Here's the result of the women's under-23 road race. Celia Jarry of France wins in 3 hours and 24 minutes. Behind her, the youngest rider in the race, Victoria Schladnova of Slovakia. Paula Blasi, she rode a great race for Spain. She takes the bronze. Then it was Chiabocco, Bunel and Holmgren in the top 6. There'll be riders out on the road for quite a while now. Two teammates in trade teams, Bunel and Schladnova. There are riders peppered all over this tarmac right now, just trying to recover.